The mallet is not a hammer, so call it a mallet. It has a nylon face, and it does not mark your metal, but it will change the direction of your metal, right? So a lot of times we'll use a mallet to make things flat again. When you are working on your bench, whether you're malleting or hammering, you're going to work on this steel block, right? And the steel block is on top of a rubber pad. And so whenever you are hammering or malleting on your bench, you're going to do it on this block. So a lot of times people will start to hammer or mallet on the wood grain on the bench. And that'll just screw the bench up and it'll screw your piece up. Because metal will take the shape of anything underneath it, right? So the reason that we work on a block is because there is no design on it. So if you do hammer on the metal, it will start to take the wood grain kind of shape on it. And metal on metal makes a mark too. So any hammer with a metal face will mark your metal accordingly, right? This is called a chasing hammer. This is in your tool list. This flat face will be the hammer that you use to hit the backside of any punch. So all of these are different metal punches. They have different designs on the face. If you've ever used like a leather stamp, it's kind of the same concept. You will put the design face down on your metal, and with the flat face of the chasing hammer, so not this hammer, but just with the flat face of the chasing hammer, you'll go ahead and just put the design on your piece. Okay, and we also have a bunch of, we have an alphabet set in there that I'll bring out, where you can practice like writing stuff. Some people like to put like their initials or write something on the inside of their band or on the outside, whatever you want to do, but just know that for all the punches you'll use that back side of the chasing hammer. And sometimes for these hammers, I'll go ahead and hit it twice, for the punches, I'll go ahead and hit them twice because sometimes they're a little bit old, and if you just hit them once, yeah, my mark isn't as amazing. Yeah. And if you guys do, like, if you feel comfortable, if you want to get closer to see what I'm doing, you always can. I mostly suggest it, but things are different now.
I'm recording. Does that bother you?
No, not at all. So the back side of the chasing hammer is called the ball peen face, and this is going to give you kind of like a basic hammer texture on your metal. You go ahead and practice that. So whenever you see hammered jewelry in person or online, it's usually done with this hammer. This is the back side of the chasing hammer. So I think that that's really pretty, and that can be a really nice texture for a ring as well. This is the goldsmithing hammer. For now, we're not going to use the flat face, right? The flat face of the goldsmithing hammer is mostly used for forging. So if I wanted to take out this pattern that I had just put on my metal, I would go ahead and do what's called planishing. I mean, you can practice with it if you'd like. I'd go ahead and do what's called planishing. And this means that I would hit my metal over and over and over to get it completely smooth again, right? And it takes time. It's not like an instantaneous thing. And that's why when you're working with the punches and whatnot, you don't want to use the goldsmithing hammer face because this has to be kept completely smooth and beautiful in order for it to do the job that it needs to on your metal. It needs to be totally smooth. That's why you don't use this with other tools. Because we basically don't care about this hammer. It's like, we just don't care. And this one we always want to keep it super, super nice for when we do need to use it, because metal on metal makes a mark. The back side of the goldsmithing hammer is kind of cool. You can go ahead and give yourself a hammer texture with that side if you'd like. You go different directions. And in the past, I've even where did I just put those rings? Cool little tray of rings.
Back there, maybe? Did you put them on the tray or something? Or? the tray of rings that she had?
That's so weird.
Oh, right
here we go.
there.
Okay. Yeah, so sometimes I've even like hammer textured the sides of rings, right? And I'll do that with the goldsmithing hammer. Okay.
So then you do that after you create the ring and
I do
then
that
you hammer
after
it
soldering.
okay.
Yeah, after I
You
solder,
give it a
after I
little
make it round.
oh cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cool.
Yeah, and I'll leave this here for you guys to get inspired as well. We're not doing this project yet, but as you practice on this copper sheet, you'll just be thinking like, okay, I might want to put this texture on a ring, right? And also really cool, we do have these hammers with, we've modified the faces of the actual hammer. We just did that in a really cool class here with a visiting instructor. And so if you'd like, this one kind of looks like snakeskin. And it's not perfect, it's very like...
Subtle.
Yeah, it's more organic, I would say. But I think it's still super cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we have a couple different ones here. We have, like I know there's a checkerboard stripes, there's polka dot.
That one looks like a meat tenderizer.
Yeah, this one has like kind of asterisks on it. So you'll just go ahead and kind of play. You can hammer here on the anvil, or you can hammer at your bench, whichever you prefer. You can even hammer it here. Just as long as there's a flat steel surface, you're good. So I'm gonna give you guys like maybe 10 minutes to go ahead and play around. You all have a copper sheet.
Well, I gotta